What's good, Josh? The Sphinx from the DMV area, in here with Industry's Most Wanted podcast with TampaMystic. Let's get it.
These bitches see me in person and they be starstruck. I can't trust nobody, I always got my guard up. I went through so much, it made me go harder. It's time to run it up, I'm stacking every dollar. I'm a star, so a nigga flying charter. I'm a Martian like my last name Carter.
Hey, what's going on, man? It is your girl, TampaMystic, and we are live at the Industry's Most Wanted podcast. Boom. Big Industry's Most Wanted, not the little one. I heard we got the DMV in the building.
Yes, sir. Putting on
By the way of Marietta, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Out here getting to it. Shout out to Sphinx checking in. I appreciate you being here.
Appreciate you for having me, for sure.
100%. Give me some love first and foremost. Transfer that good energy, positive vibes. You got a nice smile too, by the way.
I appreciate it.
Well, listen, it's a pleasure to have you here. I know you were recently here with the biggest OG and DJ Baby Drea, doing some work with Drea.
Yep.
Absolutely. Go ahead and give us like that official introduction. Kind of run through a little bit about who Sphinx is.
I mean, Sphinx is just somebody, you know, if I had to choose 3 words to describe myself, it'd just be like clever, witty, and just a determined person. I give everything I got for everything I see, every project I have through completion. And I just feel like music is my calling.
Yes, definitely. We got a lot to talk about. So you were born and raised in the DMV area.
Yeah.
In the actual...
Well, actually, I was born out here in Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
My mother was out here visiting my grandmother that was living out here. So, like, originally my parents is from Brooklyn. My mother had me young. So she wanted to come. My grandmother, I think, had just moved out here. So she wanted to be by her mother while she had me.
Understood.
And soon as I was born out here in Atlanta. As soon as I was born, we moved to Cali like a week later.
Wow.
And I guess I was out there for like 6 months. I don't claim it though or nothing like that because I don't know it.
Right.
Like, and then that's when I had moved to DC. Like we moved to DC, PG County and all that. And then that's what really made me, you know.
Absolutely. What took your family to the DC area?
To be honest with you, my pops was in the street.
Yeah.
So that was one of his.
Understood.
You know, yeah.
Understood. Absolutely. And you resided there for how many years before you started kind of going back and forth from Atlanta to there?
Before I ever really came out here, to my recognition, I probably was like 12 or 13 years old.
Yeah.
And then that's when I started making the transition of going back and forth for real.
Definitely. Yeah. Take us back to your 12 or 13-year-old self. What were you like?
And at that time, I wasn't even listening to like rap music and stuff though.
Really?
Like, I grew up listening to go-go music.
Go-go, it's popular up there.
I grew up listening to go-go music and reggae music. Only rappers I probably knew about at that time was maybe like Jay-Z. Yeah. But that was because he got the same birthday as my brother Justin. So we always just like used to brag about that. And I think I knew about like Lil Wayne. But it wasn't until 50 Cent came out that made me really start paying attention to like rap music. But before then I was into like wrestling and football and shit like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's what my main focus was on at that. Yeah.
So sports was absolutely interest for you. Did you just watch it or did you actually play and did you wrestle?
I watched and I played, but when I say wrestling, I mean like the WWF and stuff like that. Yes, I mean like maybe doing wrestling moves with my little siblings and stuff like that. But as far as like wrestling in school, nah, not that yet.
Yeah.
But I did play football though, yeah.
That is dope, man. Yeah, I think it's important for young men and young women to get involved in something at a young age, whether it be sports or, you know, gymnastics or something, because I feel like it helps kind of structure them into their adulthood.
Yeah, definitely. It does help structure you.
So let's talk about that for just a moment. You played football. How many years did you play football?
Man, I played football off and on throughout my whole life for real.
Yeah.
I moved around a lot too though. So, you know, of course, sometimes I would move like out of season and stuff like that. Got to wait for the season to start back. But yeah, I played football all through my life. That's what I originally wanted to do with my life, honestly.
Really?
Till I started seeing it was like a job.
Not to mention injuries come along with it. There's, you know, but it is a beautiful thing because tell me 2 of the top things that you got from playing football that's kind of helping you today as a man.
I would say mind over matter for sure. Yeah. Like your willpower. And then also just not rushing anything. You know what I'm saying? Because like even when I was in school, it was like my senior year, I was trying so hard to get a scholarship and I didn't get one, you know? And like the people that did get scholarships and stuff, they kind of like tried to hold it over your head and stuff like that. Yeah. But look how life turned out now.
Man, absolutely. So yeah, the moral of the story is sometimes we just have to pump our brakes, let go and let God.
Exactly.
We're on His speed. That's right. 100%, most definitely. So once you graduated, you got out of school. When did music start coming into play? Was that during school or after school?
So I mean, as I go back and think about my life, it was always there because I always was writing poetry and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I would go home and like write in a diary. Like you ever watch Moesha and stuff like that? I used to do that. Like I would write in like a diary or down like pieces of paper and stuff like that, and then I would go back and look at it and it'd be a song. As I looked at it years ago, my brother came to me one day and was like, "Yo, D, look at all your old stuff." You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at them like, dang, these is like songs. I could, you know, but I went to Clark, Atlanta. So it was like when I was at Clark, that's when I found out, like, it was like, that's when I found out who I was, like, you know?
Absolutely.
Almost like.
What did you go to school for?
I originally went to Clark for engineering. Yeah. But it was a little tough.
Audio engineering? Or like being civil engineering. Okay.
Yeah, I had went for civil engineering.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I always liked it, building stuff. Yeah. You know? But I had got out there to Clark. It was either civil engineering or mass media arts was what I originally had wanted to do anyway. But then when I got there to Clark, and I was struggling with the civil engineering, not the like hands-on part, but like the bookwork part. Yeah. You know, because I wanted to be outside, do my thing and stuff like that. So I switched over to mass media arts. And then once I switched over, I was like, oh yeah, this is what I want to do. I can find a way to enhance my music with this, you know?
Absolutely. So. In talking about the civil engineering, yeah, that's a great hands-on being outside, especially if you're into like, you know, architecture and things like that. You're building stuff. And it's like oftentimes when you go to school, they have all this book stuff involved, and it's like, I really don't need all that. Let me just get out here and do the job. So I think that's why a lot of trade schools come into good play, because you can get straight to the nitty gritty.
Exactly.
Definitely. But it worked out in your favor.
Yeah, it did. It definitely did, because I graduated and everything. So.
Yeah, I love that, man. Yeah. That's dope, man. That's bragging rights right there.
For sure.
That is big bragging rights. And let me just tell you, like, your name, even though I don't know the origin behind it, which we're going to talk about it, it fits you. Yeah. Just looking at you and your image and your persona, like that name absolutely suits you. Tell us about the name, where it came from.
So originally how I got my name was, because everybody know me as DJ. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? DJ. And then when I was going to Clark, all my homies would call me Suevo. But at that time, Quavo was out. You know what I'm saying? I rocks with the Migos. Of
course, me too.
I'm just big on originality. Yes. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to bite nobody's swag. Even if I don't sound like them, I'm not from the same area as them. I did go to high school, though, on the north side, though. Shout out to the Migos, though, for sure, though. Yeah. But I just wanted a name that fit me, you know? So my first time ever recording a song, I recorded my song or whatever, and I was just like, man, what name can I use, you know? And I'm clicking through Netflix, like later at night, because me knowing that I know how to make music now, it's just like, yo, I gotta figure out, like, you know what I'm saying? I start having daydreams and stuff like that, so I'm trying to just figure out putting my pieces together. So I'm clicking through Netflix at night, and I see something called like the Great Mysteries of the Sphinx or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But I remember seeing the image of that as a kid, but I didn't know what it was. You know, it didn't register because my mother used to watch this cartoon called the Thundercats.
Oh, yep, I remember. I'm an OG.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like my mother used to watch this show called the Thundercats, and I remember seeing that image in the cartoon version though on the Thundercats. Man. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. But when I had looked, because I'm a Leo too, you know what I'm saying? So
let me hear you roar. I love it.
But anyway, I'm a Leo.
Hope you got that on camera. My dog. I love it.
But so as I'm clicking through, and I just always been into history and stuff like that. Like even when I was in college, that's the only thing I didn't try to like finesse through. Yes. I always tried to learn history. I don't know why.
It's important though, we know the history.
So I was clicking through and I'm just reading it or whatever, like the caption, I'm like, half man, half lion. I'm like, dang, what's to this? So when I clicked on it, it was like from the minute I clicked on it, I was just zoned in, and I was like, this is my name.
Look,
Yeah, that's a Sphinx right there.
We connected, bro. Listen, I grew up in a family where you couldn't tell me my family was not from Egypt.
Yeah,
my parents literally, like my dad, just off subject real quick. So my dad is a true hippie. I was born in the 70s. I told you I'm an OG. My dad had built a 6-foot pyramid that he was growing his weed in, and he would sit in there and meditate and smoke and stuff like that. That's how deep he was into it. And we had like, and still to this day, if you go to my dad's house, he's got this whole shelf with like all the different, you know, things that represent Egypt. And I'm like, I've got to get there one day.
For sure. Yeah. And then even to go, just the thing that really zoned me in on it though, like I said, when I was watching the show or whatever, it had said that the Sphinx means good fortune. On top of it being a half man, half lion, because that's just who I feel like I am. But it was a king in it, or like a pharaoh or something like that. The pharaoh had came across the Sphinx in the desert, but the Sphinx was covered in sand. And the pharaoh had took a nap in front of the Sphinx because of the shade. And I guess the Sphinx had spoke to the pharaoh in his dream and was like, if you remove the sands from my neck, I give you whatever your heart desires. You get what I'm saying?
Man.
So that also stuck with me too. And I was just like, word, I'm a rock with this.
I love that because it goes deep for you. It's not just something that's just on the surface. It actually means something to you. Definitely. Have you had the opportunity to go to Africa or to touch down and see the pyramids?
Nah. I definitely would love to though.
Yeah.
I definitely would love to though.
Me too. We got to start looking at flights. How much is it going to cost us to get there?
Right. I definitely would love to though, just to take in the moment. You know what I'm saying? It's probably breathtaking to just take in that air.
It's pure energy. It's pure energy. And my dad, like, if you sit down and have a conversation with my dad about it, he knows the exact dimensions, dynamics of building a pyramid.
Right.
He had built one. Just a quick story. He built another one made out of concrete. It's about this big. He took 2 wire hangers and kind of straightened them out. And if you hold them like this, they actually push out because it projects energy.
Right.
Like you take magnets and it like kind of, it's the same thing. People don't understand how powerful it is. And that's why I think you and I are kind of connected when we're talking about we radiate off of energy.
Yeah, exactly. For sure.
That's dope, man. Well, definitely it fits you. 100%.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Your name fits you too, though.
Listen, I'm spiritual.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's where like kind of the mystic comes in. And my government name is Misty, so it's very, very close.
This pimp cup right here hard.
That's my pimp cup. I had some girl made that for me years ago.
Right.
I was like, that's my pimp juice right there.
Yeah, that's hard.
So you've been back out in A for how long now?
About 2 years now. About 2 years I've been back out here. I was living out Baltimore for a little bit too.
Yeah.
I had a little brother that's from there.
Okay.
Yeah, he started getting a little too grown, you know what I'm saying?
Understood.
So I had to get him up out that environment. Yeah, Baltimore rough.
Salute
to Baltimore too though. East Baltimore for sure, South Baltimore, West Baltimore. I fucks with everybody, yeah.
You did the right thing because listen, you got to get them out the streets for, you know, the law tricks them out the streets.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily though that he was in the streets. It's just like in a place like Baltimore though, it ain't no escaping it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? He's a good kid, but when you get grown, you start feeling like you can make your own choices, and that's cool. I do want you to make your own choices, but I done been there.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? So I want thriving little siblings. I don't got kids yet, but I'm the oldest of 7 kids between my parents. You feel me? And I want thriving little siblings.
Absolutely. That's what you're supposed to do as a big bro. Look out for your younger siblings and make sure that they're on the right path. So shout out to you for doing that and being involved with him. Does he play sports or anything?
He played basketball going through high school, but not anymore though. He goes to Georgia State though now.
That is dope. Shout out to him, man.
Shout out.
Getting his good education. I love it. So was that one of the main reasons that you came back to the A?
Nah, I had always wanted to come back though, just because of the magic that I feel that's out here. You know what I'm saying? This is a different area where I feel as though you could be from any background and brush shoulders with anybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody out here is a star.
That is facts.
So it's kind of hard for you not to find a way to be your best self out here compared to other places. I
agree.
You know? So yeah, it was always a goal once I left to get back. That was like my top goal on my list.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Coming to Atlanta, you've been back here for the last couple of years. What do you think is like one of the main things that has helped you by being in Atlanta with your music career?
The thing that helped me the most being in Atlanta with my music career was just like recreating myself after I left and then coming back.
Yeah.
I stopped being around people that I was around that didn't mean me good, or just like putting that willpower in my mind and just that belief in that assumption in my mind that I can do it.
Yeah.
You know, it takes a lot. You invest in yourself a lot. You don't know if somebody trying to scam you or something like that. But you gotta also just take the good with the bad with everything. And like, that's one thing like these past couple of years have taught me for sure.
Yeah.
Like, it's good and bad in everything. And you gotta accept it for that.
Yep.
Like, you get what I'm saying? Everything ain't gonna be always all good, and then everything ain't gonna be always all bad. You know what I'm saying? But they balance each other out. And it help you with your music too. Because if everything was all good, what would I be able to talk about? Just like, what if everything was all bad? What would I be able to talk about? Facts. So I need both.
Absolutely. That's what it's about, is finding balance. That work-life balance. And like you said, there are going to be times where people are going to scam you. It happens, but you can't allow that to define you.
Exactly.
Or discourage you.
Yeah.
A lot of people, not just artists, we all get scammed in one say, different ways. We can't let that stop us. If anything, use it as motivation.
Exactly.
And my biggest piece of advice that I tell artists, because it's funny and ironic, sometimes artists that don't know me will hit me up and they'll ask for my services. Then they'll come back, well, how do I know you're not a scammer? I said, that's a dumb question, because if I was, do you think I'm gonna tell you?
Exactly.
I said, what you need to do is do your homework first. Do a little research on that person. Oftentimes artists get super excited and they just want to go to work. I get that. Right. But do your research. Like you said, be impatient. Yeah. Pump your brakes a little bit.
Because I say anything that I took a loss on, when I sat back and thought about it, it was my fault. Yeah.
Listen, because we didn't do our proper research.
Exactly. It was my fault. Yeah. But it's all good, though, because it made me smarter, too.
And what that says about you and your character is you know how to take accountability.
Yeah, for sure.
OG always says, stop pointing the finger. Stop pointing the finger and point the thumb.
Sure. Yeah, that's for sure. I'm somebody that definitely don't point the finger with things. I get quiet before I point the finger.
Yeah. Absolutely, 100%. So since you've been back in Atlanta, what have you been focusing on the most? Are you putting singles out? Are you at all in EP or album mode?
Yeah, so I just recently put out a album February 20th.
Okay.
Called Ain't No Such Thing as Friends. It's been gaining traction though, for sure. It's probably like my fifth album, my fifth project. And yeah, it's definitely been gaining traction, man. Like I've definitely seen my progression as an artist within this project. And I just feel as though the title speaks for itself. Ain't no such thing as friends. It's a phrase my grandma always would say to me, and I feel like it's true.
Yeah, it's always business, never personal.
It's never
personal. People have to learn that, though.
Yeah, it's never personal, but it's definitely something that I live by now, for sure.
Absolutely. Let's define that a little bit, because I like when people talk about stuff that they actually live by. Define that for you. Define that for us, how you live by that, what your grandmother shared with you.
So I just live by it as like, think about what I'm gonna say before I say it. Okay, so when I mean ain't no such thing as friends, it's just on some people that I have in my day-to-day life, right? They haven't ever done personally anything to help me get to that next level. Yeah. Even though they don't got to be entitled to helping me, or it's just, sometimes it's just a little pat on the back. Oh, I see you. You get what I'm saying? The people that have helped me in my life have been strangers. You get what I'm saying?
Typically going to be that way.
How can a stranger be my friend? You get what I'm saying? So it just, I kind of resonated as like, no one is, you know who your people are. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
You got
your
one
people,
with you today.
Exactly.
That's your ride or die right there.
My people is my people, whether that's family related or not family related, blood related or not. Like, your people are your people. Everything else is just like acquaintances. Man. You know? That's how I feel.
I agree with you.
But treat everybody with an open heart, good heart, you know? But yeah, that's just how I feel about it.
Man, I couldn't agree with you more. You're absolutely right, because people will get offended or take it personal, certain things you say. And I tell people I'm just very matter of fact, and I'm about my business. If it offends you, then you can walk away and go somewhere else.
Exactly. Like, almost like what's good for you is worse for me.
On God. And shout out to your homie with you today too, man. Like,
salute Mars, man.
Big salute, man. He over there getting that good behind the scenes footage. He
an artist too, man. We gonna break that door down soon.
We gotta get you in here for sure, man. It would be a pleasure to have him come sit down with us sometime. I would love that. But I love that. So talk about the project. You said that there's growth in it, right? You've grown. What can we hear different on this project versus other music you put out?
I found my sound.
Yeah. That's
the biggest thing. Like, I have made so many songs just trying to find my sound, trying to find my pocket, trying to find my delivery, you know? And I finally feel like I found it, like with this project.
Yeah. Let's talk about that a little bit, because I understand what it means to find your sound, because I work with artists every day. For someone who may not understand in depth what it means to you as a music artist to find your sound, what does that mean to you?
Almost like a niche. Whatever your niche is, whatever helps you push forward, where like as soon as you speak into the mic, people know it's you.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? They can hear a beat and they resonate that beat to you.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like it also helps with like you working with other people and producers and stuff. They like to experiment in things because with you in particular, because they feel like, oh yeah, this beat right here sound like a Sphinx beat. You get what I'm saying? So I definitely feel like now I've gotten to that threshold within my career.
That's the goal, is for a record to come on and out the gate they know it's you, because you have your sound.
Exactly.
You don't, shout out to the Migos, like we mentioned, and other people. Too many artists try to sound like them, and it became almost corny. It's like, we already got the Migos. We need someone else.
Although, like, I feel like I got my inspiration in particular from Shy Glizzy.
Yeah. You see the plaque out there, right?
Yeah. That's like my biggest inspiration as far as like music artists, because he's from where I'm from. You get what I'm saying? And like, DC, PG County, our area, even Baltimore, because I rocks with Lil Scooter too. That's somebody, may he rest in peace. That's somebody that also inspired me a lot as well. But I just feel like our area in particular don't really have any heavy hitters, and Glizzy showed like it could happen.
Absolutely, 100%. And he's from your area, but got plaques hanging in the walls in the Atlanta area.
Definitely a big inspiration for me, for
Absolutely.
Sure. Like 100%. Probably my number one inspiration as far as like from the music aspect. I ain't trying to be like nobody, nothing like that, but he definitely opened my eyes up to everything. For sure.
I love that. It's so important as artists that are on the rise to pay homage to the people who inspired them.
Yeah,
a lot of artists don't want to ever admit to that.
Nah,
and it's
I ain't too good to. Anybody that know me know I ain't too good to speak my mind and say what's up.
Shy Glizzy, we need that record.
Yeah, for sure.
We need that record, man. You know, like y'all, listen, that would be dope for you guys to get a record in together.
Yeah, for sure.
We manifesting it.
For sure. I need that to happen. Like that would be a dream come true for real.
We're speaking it into existence. It will happen. It's just a matter of when. Okay,
matter of when.
We claiming it. I love it. Do you have a signature ad lib? He knows it.
For the longest though, when I first started, my signature ad lib used to be that Ric Flair like woo.
Okay.
But I guess now my signature ad lib would be like, yeah, you dig?
It's so smooth.
Yeah.
Do you say your name a lot in your music? Like the Migos will, before their verse comes on, Offset, and then they'll get, you know what I'm saying? Do you do anything like that?
Nah, I don't say my name a lot, but I say my alias a lot.
What's your alias?
The Man of the Century.
Okay. The Man of the Century. I love that. So you are slick representing yourself in your music like that. Yeah. That is really, really dope. What about most recent music video? What can people go check out?
I recently just dropped a video called Broken Hearted People on YouTube. So you guys definitely go check that out. And then I got another one in the works too. I had a performance. So that scene is gonna be in there, but I'm putting a couple of scenes together for it. But it's for Starstruck. So that video should probably be out, I want to say within probably like the next 2 weeks to a month.
Yeah.
I just want to get it together. I like my things to pop, so.
It's got to make sense.
Yeah.
When you invest your money into something, it's got to make sense.
Exactly. It do.
Who are you working with to do your visuals? Shout them out.
So I work with Denny Vision, Tarek, my homie Tarek. Definitely he cool. Definitely good with the camera.
Yeah.
And he just always by my side asking what I got going on and stuff. So I definitely rock with him, But I'm really open to whoever like want to work with me. I'm in the process of just buying my own camera and experimenting with me and Mars. You know what I'm saying? Just experimenting, seeing what we could do, just just to try to document and catch everything, you know?
If you don't document it, it didn't happen.
Exactly.
You could talk about it all day long. It sounds good, but people are visual. They want to see it. You guys could shoot each other's music videos.
Exactly. And then even so more like that. Did you watch that Kanye West show that was on Netflix? It was like a documentary or something with him just documenting his whole life.
I caught bits and pieces of it.
Yeah, because it almost helped you understand why he act the way he act too. Because people was trying to shit on him. Like,
yes.
You get what I'm saying? So it's just, but he wouldn't be able to show that side if he didn't have them receipts. You get what I'm saying?
Oh God.
So in my view, he got them receipts to act how he act. I don't agree with everything, but he got the receipts where I can understand his point of view, at least.
Absolutely. You know? It's like going to visit different cultures. Don't speak on it if you've never experienced it. Like I can't speak on how people do things in Baltimore because I've never lived there.
Exactly.
And never really experienced the culture. I've been there, but for a day. You get what I'm saying? It's the same thing with people quick to judge people. That's why that documentation is important, because later on it'll show people why you do ththings the way you do.
Exactly.
So do you do like vlogs and stuff like that, you know, when you're in the studio or maybe moving around?
For the most part when I'm in the studio, but I gotta admit I do gotta get better at that because I'm a very mysterious person too.
Yeah.
So I gotta kind of find that middle ground.
Understood. Well, let's talk about that a little bit. You know, there's things that all of us need to work on, whether it be exercising more, eating better, like, you know, doing more visuals. What are a couple things that you really feel like, besides doing the, you know, getting more content, that you could work on within yourself, whether it be as a man or as a music artist?
Just get better, I would say, with controlling like my emotions.
Yeah.
That like I want to have like 1000% control of my emotions and my vices too. Yeah. That's what I really want to work on the most. Yeah. For sure.
It can be difficult. I know, because I'm very emotional. Yeah. What do you feel like, let's break that down for a minute, because people are going to want to hear this. What do you feel like you could do to, you know, navigate that and to change the narrative of your emotions?
Just stop being so subtle all the time. Like I'm very subtle. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And if I'm not being subtle, then I'm on 1,000.
Could be a gift and a curse.
Exactly. So I need to find that
that balance. Yeah. That balance. Well, that's going to lead into the next thing I want to ask you. Oftentimes that balance comes in from stepping away from work sometimes. I know people are like, oh, team no sleep. Now get your sleep.
Yeah, I'm going to get my sleep.
It's so underrated. Getting your 8 hours is crucial to how we function. But when you have a little free time, me time, that little woo-saw time, what can we catch you doing?
For the most part, I'm playing Madden.
It's a therapy for you. Okay, I get it.
Or fantasy football, I like that a lot. Yeah. I don't really watch TV like that. I'm either doing something like within, like looking at the NFL or something like that. Yeah. Or I'm listening to beats or something, writing down my thoughts. It ain't too much like outside of that, unless I'm traveling. I like shopping and stuff too, but just like my core, just day to day, I'm just a to myself type person. Yeah. Understood. But I know a lot of people too, but I wouldn't like categorize myself as popular, more just known, I guess.
Understood. Let me ask you this, you know, going even deeper in that, do you ever have times outside of sleeping where you just like shut down, like meditation type times? Is that something you've ever practiced doing?
I don't know if I've ever like intentionally practiced it. Yeah. But I guess like I sit in quiet a lot and just be on my phone or just in my thoughts a lot. Yeah. So I guess that is meditating. But I'm not like intentionally like, like a monk.
You ain't never caught him doing that?
Nah, I ain't doing that.
But no, like even times like that where you just kind of block everything out, that can be a form of meditation. And that right there is how you regain your energy. I like going for walks. That's my thing. I love being outside, going for walks. That's my re-energizing, refresh time for me.
For me, I go like just read a book or something. Or like I told you, I like history. Yeah. So I'm going to go down that rabbit hole. Like,
you're a history buff.
History or like occult, things like that, you know. Supernatural stuff. I like looking into stuff like that.
I do too.
Other than that, it ain't really like And that's entertaining enough. So like you get to looking down a rabbit hole and something, and it'd be done 6-7 hours. You get what I'm saying?
Listen, that's me binge watching them doggone like crime shows. I'm like, dang, I've been over here for 4 hours watching
just
this.
Like researching stuff, or you know.
Do you believe in supernatural stuff?
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
You're very spiritual?
Yeah, I'm very spiritual. I wouldn't say I'm like religious. Like I don't necessarily even have a religion.
Yeah.
But I just believe in God.
Me too.
For sure.
Me too. I think that's it right there.
Yeah.
We can dictate that for what works for us. Yeah. You ain't got to be in church every week.
Yeah, that's my. I mean, I'm someone that grew up going to the churches. You know.
Me too.
And different type of churches. You know, my grandma was a Mormon. She went to the Latter-day Saints church, the people that be having the commercials and all that. I used to go to a African spiritual church when I was a kid growing up.
Yeah.
With a pastor that made me like really believe in God. You get what I'm saying? Because he was very spiritual. His name was Pastor George. May he rest in peace. Very, very spiritual person. It was one time in particular, like I said, even from a kid, like when I was getting back to it, like as a kid, it would show me who I was going to be. And what I'm about to say ain't trying to be like on no, trying to say somebody got superpowers or something like that. You feel me? But we used to go to church at night. Yeah. And it'd be like a little feast or whatever after the sermon or whatever would be. But this particular night, he lined up all the kids. And I have a brother that's very close to me. Like I said, I'm the oldest of 7 kids, but it's one brother, me and Just. We 1 year apart, so we've always just been, before I could just close. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like we the same person in 2 different bodies. You get what I'm saying?
I love it.
And we were going through, and Pastor George was telling each child what he feels like they should do within them, within their life, like what path he feel like they should go after. Not telling them what they should do, you know. And he was going through each child, and he got to my brother Just, and he said music to my brother. Wow. You feel me? And then after that, my brother had went and started trying to play the trombone, doing all that, right? But check this out. Once it got to my turn, right, he stopped. And I was like, what about me? You know, when you a kid, you like, what about me? What about me? Right. But like, and then now look at how life turned out to be. And I that's just something that has always stuck with me in the back of my mind. Even before I ever recorded my first song, anything, it was just like, it was just something that always played in the back of my mind for some reason. Yeah. It meant something to you. Like, think about going back to our childhood. There's a lot we don't remember, but those certain moments that either dictate how our future is going to go, traumas, or those super positive things that impacted our life, we remember those moments. Approximately how old were you when that situation happened? Man, I had to be like 8 or 9 years old. Oh yeah, super impactful. I had to be like 8 or 9 years old. Look at God. For sure. Look at God. And it's all about your personal relationship with whoever you believe in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's dope, man. I love that you're spiritual. 100%. You connected with OG Bigger Rankin and DJ Baby Drea. That's my family right there. Yeah. Trapping from the basement. How did that situation come to play? You want to know what's crazy? Me and Drea went to high school together. Really? She was in my team sports class. We was right beside each other. So like we'll hold each other's spots for each other and stuff like that. That's fire. But Drea was also more or less very closer with my brother Just. Yeah. I love it. So they were always friends. You get what I'm saying? I knew Drea, like I say, because we was in like team sports and stuff like that together. Right. But Drea was in his class. You know? Yep. But we just always been cool. I can't even necessarily remember how we met for real, other than us just being in class and like talking, like gym class. So it was called team sports. Yes. And we'd just be in there just talking, laughing and stuff. And then we had like mutual friends. And yeah. I love Drea. Drea's one of those people that will become a lifelong friend because she's genuine. Yeah, I done known her for years. She's so genuine. Yeah, like, genuine. That's what I love about her. And she gonna tell you the truth whether you want to hear it or not. That's exactly. So like, we love that about you. I'm like that too, and I think that's why we connect. Yeah. That's probably why you connect too. I like people that's straightforward. Absolutely, she's straightforward for real. Some people's feelings will get hurt, but I would rather hurt your feelings and tell you the truth than lie to you to try to make you feel good. That's that Aquarius stuff, though. Man, you know? I'm a Taurus, so we right there. Right. That is dope, man. I went to high school with Drea. Shout out DJ Baby Drea. Went to the Red. And shout out to her. She's out here making major moves, doing her thing. Making moves, doing her thing.
Definitely. So it's great that you guys have kind of reconnected and you're working together, things like that. What do you got coming up for us in the future? Like we'll say the next, 6 months or so. What can we expect from you?
I'm definitely in the process of putting my next project together right now.
Yeah.
But I want to squeeze all the juice out of this one right here first. You know?
It's still brand new.
Yeah, essentially, it's always brand new to people that haven't heard it yet.
Yep.
So I'm just more or less just trying to build up my fan base any way I can, trying to network and see where I could put a budget to help myself out at.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
100%. Let's look at the bigger picture of your music career, right? If you could step out like an outer body experience and you're looking at your music career as a bigger picture, right? What's making you happy about it? What's keeping you doing this? Because it's not an easy business.
The thing that keeps me doing it is I would make music whether if I made money or not.
Yeah.
Cause it's like a form of therapy for me or something like that. Somebody can make me mad and I know I can make a song about you or get just anything. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you never necessarily know where that song will take you.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So like just my experiences, like just big on that. Like that's where my music is taking me.
Absolutely. It's a form of expression.
Yeah. It's like even you get what I'm saying? Us just talking about Egypt and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? My music could take me out there.
Yes. I love that. It's like an experience.
Or necessarily, how do I know my music hasn't reached out there? How I know somebody wasn't looking at the Sphinx listening to my music?
Absolutely. You never know.
You never know.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. And that's why you want to stay consistent and keep pushing because you don't ever know who may have heard it or who's watching or who's paying attention.
You never know.
It could be your time tomorrow. You give up today, it's all for nothing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't doing all this to, we ain't come this far just to like stay right here. It's about leveling up.
Yep.
100%, most definitely. Let's talk about a little bit about the creation of your music because that's always important for me to know. I always get intrigued by this. Are you a writer as in you put pen to paper or you freestyle punch in, you putting it on your phone? How does that part come together?
So I'm a writer.
Okay.
I gotta write like
pen to paper?
Either pen to paper or in my phone.
Okay.
I did read something though that said when you write pen to paper it's stronger though. But sometimes I just do it on my phone because it's quicker. But my writing process either go two ways for sure. I'm not somebody that's gonna go in the studio and freestyle and stuff like that because I have so many thoughts in my mind that I would get jumbled and tongue twisted on trying to do that, and I'm not a punch in type of person and I got to do things in one take. Like Mars even seen me too. You get what I'm saying? Like, I guess people would think I'm freestyling though because I've practiced my song so many times. Like I know every pocket and thing, so I could look at it one time. And as soon as I look at it that one time, I could put my phone down and just close my eyes and talk and speak. Because I don't feel like I'm rapping either. I feel like I'm just speaking, But my process is either two ways. Either I listen to a beat and the beat is telling me what to say as soon as I turn it on, like it's literally telling me something, or I've already wrote a song and I just need to find a beat that's just like catching how I feel, that's helping me express myself clearly,
Definitely. 100%. And you are right, going back to what you said about that writing, it is absolutely powerful because it's a form of therapy.
Yeah.
Like being able to pour your emotions out rather than keeping them in and putting them in almost like a safe space per se. Like if you have a notebook or something, it's no different than journaling.
Right.
You said you did that in the younger years. You know what I'm saying? Have a diary or a journal or whatever. Same thing with your music. Do you find that overall music is like a form of therapy for you?
I just feel like it's just a form of just like it helps me stay sane.
Yeah. So it is therapy.
Yeah, I guess so. Then, yeah. I don't know. I don't really know how I feel like therapy is more from within though.
Yeah.
Your
music's coming from within.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just messing with you.
Because I guess, okay, so when people talk about therapy, I think about the whole like therapist
laying
stuff.
on a couch.
Yeah, it just be tough for me to. I guess everybody is their own person, but it's just tough for me to try to find, I guess, go to a therapist or something like that. Yeah. In my own perspective, there's many perspectives,
absolutely.
But everybody got something they battling within themselves.
You are absolutely right. Everybody's journey is different.
Yeah, so how can I go to someone else for answers?
Absolutely.
Maybe for a different point of view, but yeah, so I guess music is my therapy.
Yeah, it really is, because no matter what you're feeling, you can turn to music and it's going to make you feel good. It's going to put you in a better mood. Like you said, if you're having some issues with somebody, put it through your music.
Or even if I'm feeling good, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like a drug almost.
Yes, absolutely.
You know? Even performing, like I tell people all the time, because people be trying to ask me, they be like, yo, D, how I feel to perform, like how you get up there and do that. I was like, honestly, it's just like anything, like you got to do it. You know what I'm saying? You got to do it. You want to know how it feel to smoke a blunt? You got to do it.
Man.
But it is, though. It's like a drug. I'm sure even hosting, you get up there and
it's a high.
Yeah. You wouldn't necessarily know until you do it.
Absolutely. Shameless plug. I'm hosting Bigger Records birthday bash August 8th with DJ Baby Dre on the ones and twos. Y'all better pull up. We're going to see you in the building, right?
I'm going to be in the building for sure.
Definitely.
I'm going to be there.
If you were not doing music right now, is there another option? Is there a plan B?
I feel like I do know what I probably would be doing.
What would it be?
I would be either like a teacher, like maybe like a professor, or like a street, like a street preacher. Like I guess like Malcolm X or something like that.
Yeah. I can see that.
That's what I would probably be doing.
Definitely. Have you thought about tapping into that side of you? You know, I know you're busy with music, but oftentimes people need someone to talk to, almost like you could be the therapist, Slick.
Maybe one day once I learn how to be like more self-efficient with things.
Yeah.
Like I got to be all the way 1000% self-efficient before I give somebody like advice.
Understood. Oftentimes people take advice from people who's never experienced what they're talking about.
Let me be able to 1000% tell you that I done lived this, and then but the things that I have experienced, I'll give you insight on for sure. But I don't want to be in that aspect yet until I'm all the way just him for real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? More than just my music, but just as a man, like, you know.
Let me ask you this. I know you said you brought your brother, with you because he wasn't necessarily in the streets, but it could have led to that.
Exactly.
Because, we can become a product of our environment, right? Any youngins out there who feel like that's the only place for them is being in the streets, what type of advice could you offer them to maybe steer them in another direction and maybe find a career path or find something they're passionate about? That don't have a big brother to help them like you did.
I just feel that the main way to figuring out what your calling is just talk to God.
Yeah.
That's all I could. That's the only way I could say it. That's what I did. You know what I'm saying? I didn't always know I was going to be a hip hop artist or a music artist. I had to talk to God about it. And he gave me the tools I needed to figure out how to fine tune myself and build myself up piece by piece to where I am now. And I'm not a finished product. You get what I'm saying? But that's the biggest way. You get what I'm saying? And just don't let your laziness consume you.
It's a big one.
Comfort. If you feeling comfortable, go do something. That's the only thing I could say. Because you don't want to be stagnant. Like it's more of a mindset thing though too, because like it goes back to when I was just saying I just want to be in control of my emotions too. Yeah. You'll find time done pass by. Like the days are long, but the years are short.
Yes.
You feel me? And
absolutely.
You'll look up and shit, years done flew by. And you're a
walking testament of exactly what you just said. Because when you said you were about 8 years old and you was in that church and the pastor was talking to you guys and he said it to your brother, but it came to you because you and your brother are like one. Right. You're doing music. You're a walking testimony of that. Have that relationship with God. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Some people are afraid they have to do certain things. You don't need to know how to pray. Yeah. Do it what works for you.
Because you either got faith or you got fear. Yes. You can't have, it's either one or the other.
Absolutely.
So that's how I feel.
I love what you stand for. Definitely.
Appreciate it.
When you do have kids one day, you're going to be a great father. I could tell. Yeah. You're going to instill all that good wisdom in them. Definitely. Do you have any shows coming up?
I got a show coming up on the 30th. It's a showcase. I'm having a little.
That's okay. Here in Atlanta?
Yeah, it's here in Atlanta. It's a showcase coming up on the 30th though. But it's a big showcase that a lot of people have went through and been through.
Yes.
I can't really think of the name of it right now. I'm sorry, okay. But yeah, it's on the 30th, and then throughout the month I always connect with DJ Baby Dre, and we do something. she put something together for me too. So yeah,
definitely. Let me ask you this: as an artist that's on the rise, like yourself, you know, we're always a work in progress. How important is it to you to get out and do showcases and interviews and things like that?
Oh, that's the biggest thing to me. That's almost bigger than the music itself. Like the going and typing in your link and actually having it, because it shows that you are who you say you are. Ain't no way around it. It show you are who you say you are.
Right.
You can't say you make music and you do this, you do that, and you ain't putting yourself in them places. Man. You get what I'm saying? I used to, even when I wasn't in the A and stuff like that, I used to travel hours just to perform.
Man.
Like I would pay hundreds of dollars, travel just to perform, just to see how I would feel, just to get it up under my belt, to see how that feeling was. It wasn't even necessarily that I was trying to go perform to get signed or nothing like that. Nah, it was trying to show myself and prove to myself this is who I am.
Yes.
Because it starts all with proving who you are first to yourself. You know what I'm saying? And it helps you get that monkey off your back as far as doubters and failing and stuff like that. Because once you go perform, you start seeing that everybody in here is just people.
Yes.
Whether if you see somebody that's famous, Grammy nominated, or somebody that's on the side of the road rapping and stuff like that, when you are all in that aspect, you get what I'm saying? Y'all are all just people.
That's right, 100%.
You know,
and it shows that, like, absolutely. So. And putting yourself in those rooms, you never know who you can meet.
Right,
you can meet an OG Bigger Rankin.
Exactly, and it even goes back seeing him. Like I said, Glizzy is a big inspiration for me, even Lil Scooter.
Yeah.
I was seeing Bigger Rankin. You know what I'm saying? Back then, visualizing myself meeting him, and then boom. But Drea was that gateway to me getting there. And look, I knew Drea from years ago. That's why I say life already be written for real. You just got to put forth your willpower. You know what I'm saying? Your first foot forward, and you'll find which way to go. You know?
Absolutely. Relationships will put you in places that money cannot.
For sure.
I live by that. We've all been able to do stuff that we may not have been able to do off of the strength of a good relationship we built.
Right.
Some things you can't pay your way into. You can't buy your way into certain situations. Yeah. But if you build relationships with the right people, you can walk right in there.
Right.
That's what you're out here doing. And I find that's what's so important about doing stuff like this or showcases, because you're out here building new relationships.
Right. Like I even just try to show, even getting back to Dre, like, it ain't always about me.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Sometimes I could pull up to an event that's just hers. I don't got to perform out. It's just showing like, you look, I'm here.
Yes.
Like I'm outside, bruh.
That relationship. That's love, man. Definitely. Do you have other business ventures that you're pursuing outside of music?
I sell cars.
Do you really? Okay.
So like, if you want to come get a whip, hit me up. I ain't gonna like disclose where I work at and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a private person. But if you're somebody and you see this interview and you want insight on buying a car, or you want to buy a car directly, talk to me. Come holler at me. Come see me.
New, used, or both?
Certified pre-owned.
Okay. That is dope, man. Yeah. He said, I'm gonna leave it right there. Nah, that is dope. It's important that we have multiple hustles, and you gotta have something to support your music career.
But I'm also just open to getting into the real estate business too.
It's a big business.
Yeah, I want to find my way though with it. So but I'm someone that I have to pour everything into one thing first. I'm not really like I want to just pour everything into my music, and my music will open up the doors to everything else. That's how I look at it. I'm
with you, because you really want to perfect this. Some people have 20 different things going on and they have perfected none of them.
Exactly.
Perfect this one. This one will now almost be on autopilot while you move on to the next business venture. I'm with you on that 100%. Definitely. Well, listen, I appreciate you coming here and being here today. I appreciate you too. It was fun. I had a good time. Me too. The energy in here is amazing. Shout out to both you guys for coming through today and bringing them positive vibes. I'm grateful. I'm sure I'm going to see you a bunch though. Oh yeah, we connected now. You a family now, especially because you and Drea go way back. You know what I'm saying? That's my sis for real. So we'll see you at the showcase, and anything else that, you know, maybe I get involved with along the way. Like right now, like mainly if I go out, it's on media. Like people try to book me for hostings and panels. I tell them I like to come out and do media. bring the camera, bring the mic, do interviews and stuff like that. So I've got a couple of those things coming up. So I'll keep you posted.
Keep me posted. I'm gonna pull up.
Definitely. They're like music summits. So there's gonna be a lot of people there, things like that. So we'll definitely stay connected. Where can people follow you at online?
Follow me on my Instagram at SPHINX 2 I's and the number 8. So that's Sphinx 28. SPHINX 2 I's and the number 8 on all platforms.
Definitely. Anybody you want to give thanks to, give some gratitude to, shout out to?
I just want to give a shout out to God. Yeah. That's it.
Absolutely.
And my family.
I love it. And shout out to you, man. Shout out to both you guys.
And shout out to you for having me. Shout out Mars for pulling up on me. But just mainly importantly, like I'ma just always just keep God first. Just want aiming at that. And I don't want to sound like I'm on no like whole spiritual like but nah, for real though.
Listen, I'm with you.
That's just who I am.
I feel you. Before I ask you my last question, any jewels, gems that you want to drop on the people real quick?
I guess it's kind of like repetitive, but just keep going.
Yeah.
Don't ever give up. Never know where it'll lead you. That door could be open tomorrow, like you said.
Yeah.
So I just want to leave it at that.
Absolutely. Even though it's repetitive, it needs to be. We need to hear that over and over again.
And just visualize yourself. Put yourself there.
Yes.
You know? Daydream.
Manifest it.
Yeah.
I love it. My last question, we live.
Industries.
Big industry's most wanted, not the little one. Let everybody know what makes you the industry's most wanted.
What makes me the industry's most wanted is I don't feel like nobody is as witty or as clever as me. They can't get on a beat like how I do. They can't swag like me. They can't walk in a room by themselves and just be like me. You know what I'm saying? I walk in a room by myself and you'll think a whole crowd was with me. That's how I feel.
I love it. Thank you so much again for being here.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. One more time. Give us some more love. Time. Boom. We up out of here, y'all. Love, peace, and hair grease.
I can't trust nobody. I always got my guard up. I went through so much, it made me go harder. It's time to run it up. I'm stacking every dollar.